congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no hiding this. See, we came up from the bottom, me and squad got it. And we made it through them problems, now it's God body. We eat, sleep, breathe this, wave till they see sick. Do it right the first time, they all try to remix. Yeah, they grinded, but we grinded different. Tell them they time is ticking, but we time a fish. Bet not leave a minute, stop.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys. Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, here we go. How do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
From the 31, Burrow. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
Sometimes in the run game you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Here we go. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Burrow looking to pass. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to make it 4th down. McPherson's kick is good, and the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put them in field goal range.
And one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
46. Good.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield. A combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The Cowboys had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener, and they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these two probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because if you go 0-2, hard to make those up on the road as the season progresses. Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
This goes out wide for Mixon. It'll go as a gain of 4. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
The solid stiff arm. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. 78 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Not sure exactly what he saw that made him decide to hand it off, but a great decision and a fantastic run.
From our vantage point, what he saw was a defense that got out of its lanes, got out of its gaps, and they were pretty much running to the quarterback, viewing him as the bigger threat. And look at that wide open space, and he rumbled for big-time yardage.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now Elliott. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. To throw is Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with career touchdown number 70. And the Cowboys have moved out in front. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they go play action now. Burrow. He'll air this one out for Boyd. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Cincinnati. 41 yards.
Here we go, here we go.
This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll get this down only to the 18. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Burrow. Out to the left, he's got Sample there. Touchdown, Bengals! Drew Sample, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals are once again back in front. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
Now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. From the 25 on second down, Prescott. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And Prescott to Schultz there for the Cowboy first.
Dalton Schultz really built on his 2020 when he seized the Cowboys starting job in 2021. 78 catches were 3rd in the league for tight ends. He's locked himself in as one of the Cowboys' main pieces on offense. They'll go to him every chance they get when he makes first down catches like that.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. On 1st and 10, Prescott. That's caught again by Schultz. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver route.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 41.
You've got to know as a quarterback that's going to be tough to outthink this guy in the defensive backfield. He's been at it 11 years now, so he knows all the ins and outs of the position, and he's in the right spot there to come up with the interception.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. A very good starting field position from the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Here's Burrow. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Brad, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed on him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
Burrow on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
No surprise to see a sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
On one, ready?
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Burrow will throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Here we go.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Here we go, here we go.
Back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Another try for Mixon. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. McPherson's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them because
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Von Bell. That one is going to sting. First play of the 3rd quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this 3rd quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 41, Burrow. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe you change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So on fourth down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. McPherson's kick is good. And now it's a two-score game at 9, 16-7. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now left side on the swing pass. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Dak swinging this out quickly to Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 15-yard line. He got 29 yards that time. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Dallas, Texas is the spot, 3rd quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Flush to his right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Marr able to put this one through. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now. It's 16-10. So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Mixon with a first down carry. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13. Burrow. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Burrow going to fake to mix it, and now look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trotting on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott to the 40 and no further. The broken tackle, but then the hole closed quickly. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He's got the first down and more. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A big play that time on the catch and run. 35 yards.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
And again, it's Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Schultz. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And between the last 2 plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Prescott to throw it. Touchdown, Cowboys! Dalton Schultz, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line. Here we go.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Here we go.
Burrow looking to pass. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
And such a close game, a very big one. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And what a great call defensively there, because they decided to bring pressure off the corner. And a lot of times, those big linemen, they can't account for the speed of the defensive back. And that time, he made a beeline right for the quarterback and got him. The cat blitz, tough to defend.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, a next-gen stat says that play took all of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end.
First down carry by Elliott. He'll get it to the 23-yard line.
91 yards on the ground for him so far.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Yeah, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. The 13 yards that time and a first. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, break at the football.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Jermaine Pratt fighting in and dropping him for the loss.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
The kick by Maher is good. And they add on and get a little bit of a cushion. It's 20-16 now. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Burrow.
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Marr on for the extra point. Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Here we go. Go.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
And that's why defenders are often frustrated offensive guys. Actually made the catch, looked good doing it, but couldn't get his feet down in order to finish off the takeaway.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To the air again, Burrow. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
Here we go. 11.
Burrow on the move to his left. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. They'll look to run with Evans, and he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
I know this is your spot, partner, so forgive me for jumping in, but there's no decision right here. They have to go for it in this situation. They're down on the scoreboard. How many other opportunities are you going to get?
Yeah, I'm with you. 4th quarter, like you said, down on the scoreboard. And remember here, a field goal virtually does them no good.
Here we go. 12.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And instead of having a one-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They go to Elliott again. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves them with 3rd and 1. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Taylor now returning it. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. Here we go. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. To throw, Burrow. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back 1 pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
What a change in this ball game in the 4th quarter, Charles. They just completely took over, and not only did they get the lead, they end up winning somewhat comfortably.
And when we spent time talking with them before the game, they made sure that we knew that they thought that they were the better team in this one, and they never lost that thought or lost that focus, and they played like it in the 4th quarter. That's how you offer a late comeback and get a win.
So for the Cowboys, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a day